Coming up on this episode of Student DV, we are learning about water conservation, solar energy, and properly disposing of trash. All this and more on this episode of Student DV.
I'm Danny Finnenberg. Today is Thursday.
When I was in high school, we usually did mechanical and iron.
If you don't have a lock on your
Got where we originally set out to.
Every second of the day.
What'd you call Fred?
Hello, and welcome to Student DV. I'm your host, Sam Spinner, and first up, we have a documentary from Franklin High School all about solar energy. Student producer Nick Stringfellow sat down with us.
Solar energy is about informing people of Sacramento and possibly all over California about how solar energy is becoming more, not dependent, but more important as time goes on, since, we have so many new types of alternate energy. Solar energy is just one that keeps popping up and that we can find pretty much everywhere. And our group just wanted to help show that with the help of SMUD.
My name is John Bertolino. I'm the Superintendent of Renewable Generation Assets.
My name is Obadiah Bartholomew, and I'm a Senior Project Manager in our Energy Research and Development Department.
Boy, solar energy is pretty broad. There are many forms of solar energy. I would define it as any energy source that can be derived from the sun.
The important thing to understand about solar energy is that there's an incredible amount of solar energy that's striking the Earth every second of the day.
That would include light, heat, and electricity as well. Well, I think alternative energy is important at a very grassroots level.
Alternative and renewable energy has been growing over the decades.
People are starting to understand that our energy choices affect the environment we live in. And you're starting to see a lot of, in our case, our customers asking us to develop more alternative energy.
It's really coming into being now, and I think it's going to continue to grow in importance as we face the challenges of climate change in the future.
Solar energy can be used in many different forms. The heat produced to heat water or our homes, electricity that we can use to power our lights and our refrigerators, as well as light itself that comes into the home.
It's a very low impact on the environment, even relative to other forms of renewable energy that we usually think of as being low impact. It truly is a scalable resource. It can power everything from tiny little electronics like your calculator or watches up to fields of solar that are really big power plants worth of solar. SMUD's been working on increasing the use of solar energy now for almost 30 years, starting back in the 1980s.
We're doing quite a lot. We have several programs available for our customers.
We've installed enough for about 5,000 homes in total on both homes and businesses over the last 5 years. One of the big projects that SMUD is working on right now is implementing what's called the Smart Grid. And that's really an attempt to bring intelligence and communications all the way down to the household level.
Our Solar Smart Home program. This is homes that are built with energy efficiency and solar energy installed. That way the homeowner can purchase the home and use less energy because of the efficiency features, and also produce a lot of their own energy because of the solar systems installed. Well, as we look to our energy future, we're very interested in harvesting the resources that we have local to us. Those of us who've lived here in June, July, and August understand there's quite a bit of solar energy here in Sacramento.
We've grown a huge amount from when we started, but we have a long way to go. Currently, I think solar is only powering about 2% of our entire energy supply.
We expect solar to grow quite a bit in our energy future.
These little guys power everything from cars to cameras to flashlights, but what do you do with them when you're done? The students of Foulks Ranch Elementary have the answer in our next video, Recharging Our World.
Hi, I'm Anton Cruz.
I'm Caitlin Elrod.
I'm Lorena Gutierrez.
I'm Peyton Lee Hines.
I'm Samantha Maduris.
I'm Justin Mickle.
I'm Logan Reed.
I'm Logan Robinson.
I'm Joseph Sherman.
I'm Jillian Stearns.
I'm Melvin Chi.
I'm Christopher Weist.
I'm Melissa Wilson.
And we want to make our world a better place.
Our teacher, Mr. Bentley, shared with us a problem in our community. Batteries are not being disposed of properly. According to the Household Universal Waste Generation in California report published by California's Department of Resources, Recycling, and Recovery, in 2001, at least 500,000 batteries were sold in California. 99.45% of those were not recycled. In 2001, the Department of Toxic Substances Control adopted new regulations prohibiting the disposal of universal waste. Exemptions, however, were made for households. This exemption ended February 9, 2006. Today, all universal waste is banned from being thrown in the trash.
We realize with this law, not all batteries are being disposed of properly.
For example, our integrative waste manager informed us only 5% of old cell phones are recycled.
They have batteries, materials that can be recycled, and other toxic substances that cannot be thrown away.
For a law to be effective, it must not only be followed, but enforced as well.
People need to be able to comply with it.
Laws are nothing more than a set of words. It takes people to make a law work, and it also takes awareness. We decided to make improper battery disposal our problem for Project Citizen by trying to persuade our integrated waste manager, Cedar Kehoe, to place a battery collection station at our school.
4 years ago, Mr. Bentley's class tried to persuade Cedar Kehoe to place battery collection stations at all 39 elementary, 9 middle, and 9 high schools in the Elk Grove Unified School District. At that time, she was unable to do so because she didn't have enough funds. Aware of this funding, we decided we would now ask her if we would place just one battery collection site at our school. While researching battery disposal, we found out that our city has an integrated waste division. According to the cities of Elk Grove's website, their mission is to provide Elk Grove residents with cost-effective, environmentally sound, high-quality, efficient services covering the full range of solid waste management through collection, recycling, and education. We decided to email Cedar Kehoe, our city integrated waste manager, to discuss getting a battery recycling container at our school.
Cedar Kehoe came to our school on May 30th, 2012. She explained there are policies about what we can and cannot throw away.
We came up with a new law called Universal Waste, and we stopped accepting all of your electronic devices like this camera, all of your e-waste, which is your computers, your television sets, laptop, batteries, phones, fluorescent lights, thermostats, anything with a thermostat. All of these things got banned, but it was a ban without a plan. What that means is they just said you can't throw them away. They didn't tell anybody what to do with them.
You guys are basically spending over $10,000 on batteries.
Oh, wait a minute.
That's
minimal.
That what you guys calculated is just to recycle them. That's not the labor that it takes to go pick them up, to sort them, to take them over there, and then on top of that to pay for shipping, I believe, on some of the batteries.
My yearly budget
that's only
$40,000 on batteries alone.
Aware of lack of funding, we decided to change the question Mr. Bentley's class asked 4 years ago.
This time we asked Cedar if we can have at least one battery collection point at our school.
Asking for one more battery collection point doesn't seem nearly as big as asking for 57 new battery collection points, right?
We have not allowed any of the schools to be collection sites for a couple of reasons. The most important reason is one of safety, and that is when these batteries come in, there is an element of a number of them, and sometimes they're corroded, sometimes they can be opened, and we don't want kids managing that. So it was a very conscious decision to not put battery sites at schools, just because I felt that there might be an element of risk to that.
It was funny when Cedar described our society's wasteful nature.
Yeah, she definitely knows how to talk to kids.
In today's world, we have manufacturers. What's the retailer deal? What do you guys all do?
Buy.
Yeah, that's a good thing. We are consumers. We love to buy our crap. I'm no different. We all have too much stuff.
Dealing with all this waste costs lots of money.
Our city's budget for complying with U-Waste regulations is $300,000 annually.
But there's a problem.
Every single one of the cities in the state of California and nationally have the exact same problem. So my request to get funding, I submit that to the state along with every other city and county submitting requests for funding from the state. There isn't nearly enough money to begin to cover the disposal costs.
Cedar offered a solution to her budget problem and our use and toss mentality.
Extended producer responsibility. This is a simple concept.
This is the solution, is to get that battery back over here where they take the battery apart, they pull out the elements, they re-energize the battery, and they send it back out.
Ultimately, we weren't able to persuade Cedar to place a battery collection station at our school.
She cited several reasons for this.
Safety. Kids handling old and possibly decaying batteries is not appropriate. Storage. Batteries randomly tossed into a container could be hazardous if they completed a circuit. Heated up, it spontaneously combusted.
Cedar told us that the 19 battery collection points in our city are already hard enough to maintain due to her meager budget of $40,000.
She predicted that all battery collection centers will be shut down because of our city's new special waste collection center. However, we were given a unique opportunity.
Cedar asked us if we were willing to produce an instructional video showing the citizens of Elk Grove how to properly package and transport household hazardous waste to our city's special waste collection center, which will accept all of these things.
We may not have gotten what we originally set out to do, but we feel we have accomplished something even bigger.
Rather than trying to have 925 students in our school bring their old batteries here, we are informing all 153,015 residents in our community on how to properly dispose of all of their household hazardous waste.
We may just be kids, but we are doing something that too many adults don't do.
Reaching out to the community and trying to make the world better for the future.
Next time you forget to check your sprinklers, have no fear, the sprinkler man is here. Well, actually, student producer Jacob Baraki is here to tell us about his video.
I love directing. I'd rather not be on camera sometimes, but when I am, I love it. But directing this movie was actually really a challenge because we had a specific time limit, a really short time limit, and yeah, I mean, I enjoy it. It's fun.
Son, when was the last time you checked your sprinklers? Huh? Come see. See? Just a small leak. From now on, I want you to check your sprinkler system every month for water wasting problems and make repairs within 48 hours.
It's always important to take care of our pets and make sure they don't get hurt. Student producer Kylie McClary has a documentary to tell us more. But first, Kylie, can you explain why you love the SEVAs? And entries are due in early March, by the way.
SEVAs, it gives kids a chance to be the ones at like creating the videos instead of like the adults, and what it shows kids can do.
All around the world, animals are being abused and neglected.
Many people are illegally hurting animals, and it is extremely unsafe.
In California, it is illegal to leave animals in the car for long periods of time in harsh weather.
It is also illegal to overwork animals.
It is not good, and it has to stop. If you are caught doing any of these things, you could be fined or arrested.
According to the Animal Abuse Crime Database, 9.4% of the animals in California are being beaten.
23.6% are being neglected.
11% are being shot.
This is unacceptable. We need to make a change as fast as possible.
There are different opinions on the issue of people killing animals for food or their fur.
Animal Welfare, an institute that helps keep animals safe, states that there is nothing wrong with using animals for food, clothing, entertainment, and research, but that it shouldn't cause too much pain for the animal.
At Bobby Roberts Super Circus, an animal named Annie was abused. She was slapped and hit with a metal pole.
Apparently, many animals in the circus have been treated like this. Thankfully, Annie the elephant was moved to a nicer place where she wouldn't be abused.
Many people around the world think animals don't matter. They treat them as slaves, making them work hard.
But animals are living creatures too, so why would anybody hurt a helpless animal?
If you see anyone abusing or harming an animal, report what you see to an animal shelter. Make sure that you explain as much as possible.
Please, help abused animals find a home. Donate to the ASPCA.
ASPCA is an organization that shelters abused, neglected animals. The ASPCA helps them find a new home.
Loving families can adopt them and keep them as a pet.
Adoption is a great way to keep animals safe and loved.
And as Margaret Mead said,
never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has.
Next up, we have an informative video about the effects one broken sprinkler can have on your neighborhood. From Center High School, here's a Water Smart PSA.
The average Joe doesn't realize how much water one little broken sprinkler can cause. One sprinkler? Funny, huh? On average, one broken sprinkler head in a year can waste from 3,000 to 10,000 gallons of water. This can fill over 75,000 water bottles. That means if a neighborhood had one broken sprinkler per house, they'd waste enough to fill over 15 million water bottles. Check outdoor sprinkler systems every month for water wasting problems and make repairs within 48 hours.
It's important to never leave your trash lying around. And now, student producer Mina Kong is here to tell us about the making of her littering PSA.
I was just like, let's go grab a bunch of towel paper from the bathroom or restroom and just like draw staff faces on it and lay on the ground and take pictures. And then at the end, somehow our trash can was full of garbage. So we took out like most of the trash and we lay it on the ground. So we started taking photo shoots without moving the camera. So every shot we had to take something out and move it around. So it was about like 30 shots, and yeah, I had to run back and forth to do everything. Yeah, it was pretty harsh, and the editing, I had to do it too, because I mean, I may sound selfish, but I wanted to do it how I see it so that people would see what I see. So that's how the video came about.
Pandas are adorable, fluffy, killer bears who are currently endangered. Student producer Jake Sandman talked to us about saving pandas.
The person I did it with and his name's Ben, we just both like pandas, and we knew that a lot of people thought pandas are cute, and so that's one of the reasons they'd want to see this. And it's true that they are going extinct, so we just wanted to raise awareness about that because they're a really great animal to have in our world, because they're a huge attraction and they deserve the best. So we just wanted to raise awareness about them going extinct and just kind of get the message out there. The SEVA contest is great because it really gives an example of how real video contests really go, like the Oscars, for example, because there's an award ceremony. People come up, they give a speech, and that really, I think it's cool for the kids, because I know I'm excited for the awards tonight because it's my first one, but I think it's really cool for the kids that win, get to go up there and they kind of feel like they're a big video production person and they're accepting an award and they get to give a speech.
You know those cuddly black and white creatures that everybody loves? They're giant pandas.
There's only one problem with this perfect picture. Us.
Every day, we are destroying their habitats and shrinking the area where they can live. And with this, without knowing it, we're killing giant pandas too.
People think they need this land for their houses and farms, but pandas need it more because they need it to stay alive.
We've endangered the pandas so far that only 1,000 live in the wild today. 127 live in captivity.
Pandas are very picky animals and they only eat bamboo.
And of the hundreds of species of bamboo, they will only eat about 10.
As we destroy their habitat, we are also cutting down their bamboo, which is vital to their survival.
Pandas need at least 2 species of bamboo near them to survive.
And they have to eat tons of it because bamboo is not very nutritious and they can only fully digest 20% of what they eat. In the past, before people started inhabiting the lands where pandas live, pandas could roam from one mountaintop to another in search of food when the food source near them ran out.
Now pandas starve up on their mountains because they are shy creatures and are afraid of the humans they would meet while traversing from one mountaintop to the next.
Pandas live far up in the misty, rainy part of southwestern China.
As people move farther up the mountains, the area where they can live shrinks.
We need to find a way to save these cuddly, cute creatures.
The Chinese government needs to make more laws about intrusion on pandas' habitat.
Once you've seen a panda, you'll always love them.
When we cut down their bamboo, we cut down them too.
So please help us save them.
We went through a program we're doing called the 7 Habits.
And we did interviews to other students about the 7 habits. And also at the beginning of each section, we described what it is about.
Based on the 7 Habits of Successful People by Stephen Covey.
Anyone can become a leader.
The 7 habits will help you today and every day of your life.
The first habit is be proactive.
I'm going to be proactive by being in control of myself.
The second habit is
begin with the end in mind.
Beginning with the end in mind means to plan ahead and set goals for our future. The third habit is put first things first.
Putting first things first means you finish the important things before the less important things.
Now let's hear about habit 4, think win-win.
Think win-win means to me that we find a solution that works for everyone.
The fifth habit is seek first to understand, then to be understood.
To me, habit number 5 means that I try to see things from their viewpoint. I also try to listen with my eyes, ears, and heart.
Let's hear about habit 6, synergize.
It means to work together to find a solution.
Final habit is sharpen the saw.
What does sharpen the saw mean to you?
I choose to keep my mind sharp.
I'm half editor and sometimes camera person for the other groups.
I help design and I help write a lot of the speeches.
The other GATE students were speaking in the part. Well, making a video is fun and it's exciting.
Videos are a cool thing to work on because you can work together and work on your writing and your art. I like to be creative.
Students at North Country know that anyone can find the leader in themselves.
By following the 7 habits to success.
And that's it for this episode of Student DV. If you would like to get your video on Student DV, you just need to enter it into the SEVAs, the Student Educational Video Awards. Entries are due in March each year, and you can find out more information about the SEVAs and Student DV on the SECC website, secctv.org. I'm your host, Sam Spinner, and I'll see you guys next time.